Since it's been such a terrible year for all of us, I thought it would be nice to kind of pretend that times were back when it was simpler. And I know not everyone who watches my videos now used to watch my videos back in the day. I mean, even though maybe not everyone can resonate with whatever I'm trying to pull off with doing my old like videos or whatever, it's just something I'm kind of making for myself, and if anybody can recognize that's what I'm trying to do, then I guess more the merrier. I guess you can join my weird little nostalgia trip, even though maybe you weren't even there at that time. But yeah, I'm trying to just go back to times when they were simpler, you know? Back when I wasn't worrying about coronavirus and if I can pay my bills or if I'm making enough money to pay this off or whatever, you know? I'm just trying to go back to when I was ignorant, and even though I was old enough to have a job, I was complaining about not having money because I didn't have enough money to pay for a camera or something like that. But of course I didn't, because I didn't have a job. But you know, whatever. I still don't have enough money for it, but let's just not even get into that. But besides all that, yeah, so without further ado, I thought it would be really cool, even though everyone just does Q&As on Instagram now, I thought it would be really cool to do our Christmas Q&A. My favorite Christmas tradition has always kind of been, I always loved putting up the Christmas stuff. Like I love all the decorative stuff that you put up, and the lights. Like one thing that me and my mom used to do, or me and my parents really would do back in the day, is we would go driving around neighborhoods, and we would go, I don't know what they call it, but I guess it's like where you look at all the crazy lights that everybody is putting up for Christmas. I've always loved doing that. I feel like that's my favorite Christmas tradition, because it's cool to see all the crazy shit that people do with the lights, or just decorations outside and inside too. I mean, when I was a kid, I would have like fake snow. I would put it on the nightstand, or you know, like on top of my bookshelf, all this, so it looked like it was snowing inside, like fake snow. I'd have like little caricature things or whatever from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. That's another I'm just really, I don't know, I love all the Christmas traditions, but that's another Christmas tradition. Every year I will watch Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer on Christmas. It's a Wonderful Life. I watch that every Christmas as well. I also, a personal tradition of mine, but there are these shitty little chunk in the oven and cook it for 2 minutes and it's done cookie things that's just literally cookie dough with poison on it as a design for reindeer or Santa or something like that. I love the fuck out of those. Every Christmas I have to have those, because when I was a kid, you know, it's just, I had some of my earliest memories of Christmas is having those cookies. So, you know, I just gotta fucking get those cookies every Christmas. So, okay, what's your zodiac sign? All right, so no bullshit. I'm gonna actually answer your question. My zodiac sign is Aries. I'm an Aries. I'm not like one of those people that's just completely against astrology. I think astrology is really cool. I think it's a really fun way to engage with your world. It can drive you nuts, as anything else can. Any religion, any spirituality, any way of seeing the world. But I think astrology can be a unique way of divining and seeing the world in a symbolic, representative way. So it's that's pretty cool that you asked that. Yeah, I'm an Aries, and I think I'm a Cancer for the moon sign or whatever it is. I forgot. This is my cousin, by the way. So hello, cousin. Hi. Has a request for me. In the actual Christmas special, I probably fucked it up or over-exaggerated. I might have tried a little bit, but I'll actually try now. So what does he sound like? I kind of forgot. I have a very bad memory. Hey guys, hi, my name's Morty. Merry Christmas. My biggest inspiration would have to be, for YouTube, for this hobby specifically, my biggest inspiration is just anything that I watch and I enjoy, genuinely. I have a playlist that I've made called Videos That Oddly Inspire Me. If you're ever in just wanting to watch random shit, most of it is just random, weird stuff, but a lot of it is also, to me anyway, really genuinely good content at the heart of it. I would suggest going there, because there's a lot of good stuff in there. Not everything in there, but a lot of stuff in that playlist is stuff that inspires me and influences my humor and influences like the way that I make videos. But what inspires me beyond that, there's a lot of things that inspire me. I mean, classical music, one of my favorite artists in classical music, Hilary Hahn. I love Hilary Hahn so much. Like, she has just mastered the violin like nobody's business, man. She just has it so locked locked in to the point where like someone like me with extreme OCD, and I used to be really into violin, and I could never achieve that level of perfection at all, but I always was like trying to, and it's just so satisfying because you just know that this is how the violin should sound, but it's like just so pristine, it's just so right on the notes. And it inspires me because it's like, it comes from a genuine place of artistic expression, but there's this masterhood that's incorporated into it that makes me go, wow, I want to master something like that one day, you know? I love watching people who've really mastered their shit, because that always inspires me to go after something and master it. And another thing too is like, I love watching content where the people, whoever's making it, has obviously not mastered their shit at all. And I like watching that too, even with their thing, whatever they're doing, if they haven't mastered it, they are genuinely expressing something from the fucking ether sphere out into the world. I find that really inspiring, because it's like you learn when you observe that it doesn't matter if you're mastered all the way or you're not, you can still genuinely express yourself artistically and bring something up out from seemingly nothing, and push your own personal boundaries. I love watching people artistically push their own boundaries and in the moment come out with something new like that. That's something. And I mean, I know I'm speaking really generally here, but just watching videos like that of people performing art and then just kind of like, I don't know, it's just something really, like jazz musicians do that all the time, you know? They're just improvising and then just stuff starts spewing out, and it's really cool. And also, when I was younger, I know I'm really going off on this, but this is the genuine version, okay? So when I was younger, what inspired me to make film was, well, I always loved watching movies, and every time I would play with my toys or whenever I'd play in general, when I was a kid, after watching movies and stuff, I'd always see it in my mind like as if it were a movie or whatever have you, and so I would always pace it and like I'd move my head like as if it were a camera, but then I would watch the behind the scenes stuff on every DVD that I ever owned or my parents ever owned. I would just go through all of them and watch the behind the scenes on everything. That inspired me when I was younger, for sure. Like I thought the creative process, the whole thing that would go into making a movie was sometimes more interesting to me than the actual movie itself. Like there were times, I remember we put in Back to the Future 2, because I always saw Back to the Future 1. I always wanted to see Back to the Future 2. I was like, I freaked the fuck out when I was a kid and I learned that there were more Back to the Future movies. I didn't know, dude. I had no idea. I was probably like 6 and I'm like, what? There's more Back to the Future movies? So then when we finally got that and we put it in, I literally was like about to hit behind the scenes. I was actually in the behind the scenes menu first thing, trying to watch the behind the scenes first. I was like, I wanted to watch, that's what I was obsessed over. And then my mom was like, no, you gotta watch the movie first. I'm like, fuck, fine, you know? So Back to the Future inspired me, and then watching Star Wars blew my mind as a kid, man. Blew my mind. I loved Star Wars so much. And then when I found out about the prequels as a kid, the prequels blew my mind away. But watching the behind the scenes on the prequels, they innovated, man. George Lucas innovated that stuff, man. You know, another thing that inspires me in general is optimism. Being optimistic about the future is also something that inspires me. That's just an overall thing with life, but optimism and my personal faith and spirituality in God is something that always kind of, it sparks inspiration and pushes me forward as well. This is just extremely raw and genuine. I didn't know I'd go this far. But yeah, that's something that pushes me, you know? Because when you look at the world pessimistically or realistically and you're just like, oh, we're just gonna go to shit or whatever, I feel like someone has to hold on to hope, because that's the only way that a hopeful future will ever become a reality. And so at least, as long as there's one person in the world that believes that there's a chance for this world to get better, then I believe that there will always remain a chance, as long as it's a 1 in 10 billion or however many people we're gonna have on the planet. As long as there's one person, to me, there's always gonna be hope. So holding on to that hope with the knowledge of the horror and the stakes and the reality of your chances, but still holding on to that 1 in 10 billion chance of things going right, holding on to that means everything to me, and I believe is the only way to move forward in life, personally and as the world moves forward. It's the only way this world's going to spin. It's the only way that this world is going to innovate and become better, is if we believe that it will become better. That thought process and that belief system is also what pushes me forward. So I hope I gave you a genuinely good answer. Hannah, blue shirt, yellow. So this is just a silly question. I want to leave all that crazy energy that I'm going to do for later, but oh, that thing turned off. Yay. All right, we got dude. Dude! That's my answer. Dude! I introduced dude!
And I have also introduced the word dude several centuries early. Let me hear you!
How are trains made? You shove metal beams up your ass. What? That's right. And then we got delete this. If you're watching the genuine Q&A version of this, you're probably going to notice that the answer is probably going to be about the same with this question, because I wanted to go genuine with this one, because this one's interesting. A lot of people just want to have that kind of stability. I know a lot of people, almost everybody, who really desires for that sort of stability, just to plateau and just live and then don't have to worry about bullshit anymore, which is nice. I mean, not having to worry about financial stuff is really good, you know? I'm not bashing that at all. And I probably said this in the video for the main channel, I probably said something like what I would probably do and then what I hope I would do. I mean, what I would actually do, I really don't know, but I wanted to be realistic and actually give you something, because when I say, oh, I don't know what I would do, that's not really an answer. What I would do if I don't progress as a person, I would probably just, you know, not do shit. I'd probably just be like, fuck it all, and not do anything, you know, with my life, and just kind of, I'd probably donate, you know. I would definitely help those around me and everything like that. I've always said that if I got a ton of money like that, that the first thing I would do is get home, get out a piece of paper and start writing down names and figuring out all the people that I know that deserve, especially my parents, you know, making sure that everyone that I know is well off, especially with that amount of money. Like, I would definitely make sure of that, you know, and then just live out my life, get a mansion, have fun. But what I would hope I would do along with that, I would hope that I wouldn't give up on my my career and just have fun with YouTube. I would just do YouTube all day. I'd definitely quit my day job. I would do YouTube all the time, just make videos, not worry. I'd be in my house, I'd have a studio. I would have a studio specifically where I'd film stuff. I'd have a green screen room. Dude, it would be so much fun, bro. It would be so much fun. And then I would just start working on actual short films. I'd start making short films. I'd start my little short film company that I've always wanted to start. Then YouTube would always still be there. My plan is always to have YouTube in the background throughout my life. Every once in a while, at least once a year, make like an update vlog of what I'm doing if I'm super busy with like some sort of film career, right? If I settle down and get married or something like that, I would hope I would make update vlogs every once in a while, you know. And then make my ultimate saga story that I've always wanted to do. Just make my magnum opus, you know, 3-part trilogy, 3 hours long each. This is what I really gotta say to the world in whatever way I want to convey it. This is it, here you go, then I'm done. And then after that, I'd probably just make films for fun. After that, I'd probably just like retire. That'd be a super long time from now though. I'd probably still make stuff. Maybe I could figure out some other ideas once I'd finally move past whatever my magnum opus is. But then I'd just probably make films until I'm too old to make them, and then retirement is I just want to learn and travel the world and meditate on a bunch of mountains across the planet. You know, and retirement age is just learn, travel. So hopefully I'm married to someone who's quite like me, and if not, then we wouldn't be married. Married to someone who's willing to do that, and then, you know, just yeah, and then settle down somewhere in the corner of the world and then die happily. That's what I would do with that kind of money. Thanks, Cole Aaron, for asking that question. What are your favorite and most hated cartoons to watch? But then he says I should answer that question in an African accent while freestyling, and then he'll give me a beat. Okay, so you know what? All right, you're gonna give me a beat? Okay, here we go. What is that? No beat? No beat, no freestyle, okay? We're not doing that. I don't want to do that voice. I'll get canceled like that. I'm really bad at voices, so you don't even want to hear that. My favorite cartoon right now is The Midnight Gospel. Everyone knows that now. I've told everybody that. To answer DJ's question again, when he asked me what inspires me, that cartoon inspires me. So well animated, it's so avant-garde, yet not avant-garde because it's kind of been done before, but only in YouTube videos, not as an actual show. You know what I do not like? When anime tries to do CGI CGI. I don't like that. Like that dragon show or whatever they've got going on Netflix. There's one, I forgot what it's called, but there's one, and I'll show it right now, that I do think with the CGI, I don't even know if it's anime or not, but like with the CGI and everything, it looks actually really good. The other stuff, like the Dragon Warrior or whatever the hell, just doesn't look good. It looks like a kid's show, and I know it probably is a kid's show, but like, it just doesn't look good. I don't know, it's just my taste. So that dragon show that I'm talking about is a new show. There's another show called The Amazing Spider-Man something that was made in 2003, CGI animated, and it looks about the same, and that was back in 2003. Okay, anime should not look like a kids CGI TV show from 2003. That's just my take. But anyway. Alright, so this is the genuine version of the Q&A. So yeah, alright guys. I hope you all have had a fantastic Christmas. A happy, Merry Christmas. I hope all of you guys are staying safe. I know it's been a crazy year. I hope that this video offered something, you know, interacting with your comments and questions and everything. I hope that was cool to see. And I hope it was cool to see me like genuinely answer it. Yeah, so I'm tired now. For some reason. Well, I've been talking to the camera for how long? An hour. And it's actually been longer than that because I was filming another thing. So this is, I could have watched a whole movie, but I decided to do this. That's how much I love you guys. All right. God bless you. Have a Merry Christmas. And yeah. Stay happy, stay healthy. Ah.